Another aspect to consider in comfortable ukulele playing is what's called action on your ukulele. And action simply refers to how much space is between the strings on the uke and the fretboard itself. I believe there are people who have schools of thought on what the best size of that will be, and there's a certain measurement for it, but I'm not a gearhead and a techie person, so I can't really tell you what that specific measurement is. But what I can tell you, again from my personal experience in playing, is that I prefer what's called lower action or low action. So there's less space between the fretboard and the strings, less that I have to press down in order to make a chord. Some people don't like low action because there's a possibility that there may be more buzzing, but I feel that if the action is adjusted correctly and properly, you can have low action and have no buzzing all the way up the fretboard with no issues. I don't adjust my own action. I always take it to a specialty, specialist or to my local uke shop, guitar shop, and have them make adjustments for me. The next thing I'd like to discuss in terms of comfortable ukulele playing is the actual nut width on your ukulele. Some ukuleles have wider and some have more narrow nuts. For me personally, I feel that a more narrow nut width is easier for me to play and more comfortably. What I learned to do to find out exactly what size the nut width is just to simply use a tape measure. And what I'll do is just stick the tape measure underneath the strings, right at the nut itself. And if you put it up just flush against the nut itself, you'll get an accurate measurement for how wide your nut is. Mine here on the Maya Moe is about a little bit more than 1.25 inches, but I think technically it would just be considered 1.25 inches. Or 1.25 inches. Again, some people prefer a wider nut width, and more commonly you might see nuts that are 1.5 inches wide. And I've played ukuleles that have that nut size, but for me personally, I felt that they were a little too wide for me, and I had some issues with making some of my bar chords especially. So something to consider in comfortable uke playing is definitely the size of the nut, and use your tape measure before you buy a uke. Maybe ask what size it is or bring it with you to the store or ask the person who's selling the ukulele to make a measurement for you. Let's wrap up from this session. Check your ukulele's action. It may need adjusting. Consider your ukulele's nut width. You may prefer a wider or more narrow nut. Check out part 3 of Comfortable Ukulele Playing Tips. Questions? Message me on YouTube. I'd love to hear from you.